Today I am going to set myself a challenge, and I'm going to try and compose a piece of music in 15 to 20 minutes. We'll see how long it takes. I'm going to time myself. Okay, but this is just give a demonstration for someone who maybe needs to write a simple piece of music and they don't know where to get started. So, all right, let's jump in. We're going to write a piece of music. It'll be very simple. So first of all, let's write out our chords. We'll do this in C major. Well, let's go for it. All right. And writing out our chords. So in C major, that's the first triad. This is the second triad. That's D minor. Third triad. Let's not get too fancy yet. Fourth triad. Fifth triad. And sixth triad. Now there is also a seventh triad. A triad is just a chord. There is also a seventh triad of the key. Honestly, just don't go there. Right now, it's just too complicated. So let's just stick to chords 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You can see I've used lowercase for minor. And the names of the chords, that's C, that's D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor. There's the chords in the key, all right? So now what we might do, let's get a melodic instrument here. Look, I'm going to choose a flute only because it sort of kind of actually sounds like a flute on the software. So that sort of helps. And I'm going to take you through the process. All right. And if we have time, we might even add some strings. I can show you how easy that is. All right. So we've got to get started. We've got to write a song. Okay. Well, I'm going to choose chords. Now, I suggest that you begin with what we call the primary triad. So chord 1, 4, and 5. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves with this. I'll keep them over there so you can see them. All right, so let's start with chord 1. Just pop that in there. Then I'm going to go to chord 4. All right, so it just gives a really stable beginning when you haven't necessarily worked a lot with these chords. And then we'll end this first phrase on chord 5. All right, so there we go. There's our first little phrase, and you want to sort of think of it like that in terms of composing little sections. Right, now where are we going now? So then for the next 4 bars, we can maybe dip into chords 2, 6, and 3 maybe. I might go to chord 6. Chord 6 is a good substitute for chord 1. So we'll put that there. Let's just get rid of that sign. A minor, and then I might go to D minor, and then I might, then I might go to, let's see, G, and then I might go back to C major. All right, so we'll pop them there. All right, then might repeat this part, repeat those chords, and then now we need a sort of a final phrase. And I might create some variations. So I might go into chord 4 for my last phrase, chord 4, and then maybe chord 2, and then 5, chord 5, I'll steal it there, chord 5, and then chord 1 to finish off. So very plain, but you've got to start somewhere. All right, and so it establishes the tonic at the start and keeps it simple for the first line. Second line, we delve a little bit into some of the secondary triads, chord 2, 3, and 6. Back to the first phrase, and we can maybe, you never know, we can maybe come up with some variations there if we wanted to, and then the final one back to C major. All right, so there, that builds up a nice whole section. Right, so let's go through the mechanics of how to do this. Now, we need a little bit of a piano pattern. So a bit boring to play the chords like that. What's really good also, just to help you with the voicing, see how these triads just sort of jump all over the place? Let's just smooth them up a bit. Just by taking the top note and moving it down the octave. So you can see how now the position of those triads, just a little bit smooth. And do the same here. Let's get them down so they flow along smoothly. Alright, I'm on a mad rush here. See if I can meet my time frame. How am I doing? Ooh, I have to move it. See how quickly I can do this. There we go. Set myself an ambitious target. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to compose a melody. So the best way to do this is you need to know the notes and the chords. So we're going to create a skeleton first of all. So here we have the notes C, E, G. Doesn't matter what you choose. What we want is a melody that just really flows nice and smoothly when you're starting off. And I'm just literally going to sketch it out in minims. We can embellish it later. So, C, E, C, A. So you got to know what notes are in the chords. F, A, C. So C, E, G, F, A, C. I've used C and A. Back to C major, C, E, G. And then here, and I'm just going to make that a semi-breve for the last phrase. So a long note helps create a sense of the end of a phrase. I know that sounds really, really simple, but it works. So if you have a long note, it feels like something's finished. Right, next line. Okay, so we've got A minor, A, C, E. Let's add a few more leaps, and I'm just... and then again, a long note there. Okay, this will be really basic, but you'll see how it can work for us. Okay, now back to here. I'll use the same skeleton. But we might want to embellish it a little bit, embellish it in a different way. And then our final one, we can maybe start off with this. Look, I'll just put it there for now. Where you can reuse your melodic shapes, try and do it. Except this is F. And then what I'm going to do is come down there, make it a little bit different end. There we go. All right, there's our song. Put a final bar line. Final. Okay, now. All right, so now that we've got a skeleton. Now that we've got a skeleton, we can hear it perfectly. All right. Okay, so let's hear what we've done. Pretty simple, but there it is in skeleton form. Now we want to embellish it. Now we need a pattern for the piano. So using its notes. So what's really good is, just bear with me here. This is going to be messy. Okay, this is going to be messy. If I can get a bit of a piano pattern here. Alright, so let's see what that sounds like. Okay, that's gonna work. Now bear with me here because I'm gonna work quickly and I can. use that one for C, pop that in there, and then take this one from F. Just bear with me, I look like I'm doing crazy things here, but working efficiently because I've set myself a time target. That's actually F. Anyway, I don't need these. Here we've already worked out what the notes and the chords are. Right, A minor, let's take this pattern, and you can do a lot of copy and paste. Move that up to A. There you go. Don't need that. D minor, I'll use C pattern for that. You can see I'm doing a little bit of copy pasty, but it's quick and efficient. G, we've already got G, so I can copy and paste that. And then C, I can use C again. Okay, I'm on a time. How am I doing? Ooh, it's nearly after 10 minutes. Move it. All right, well, I've used the same chord, so I can copy and paste that now for these next sections, except I've used an F. Where have I used an F? Oh, I've used an F here. Okay, that's all right. We can I can change that. Steal an F chord. Here's one. There you go. Put that down there. Okay, so now, and what we can do is use a pedal for the piano, and we can do that. And for every bar, add a pedal. It just makes it sound really pretty. There we go. Now you'll see in a minute what we have to do is we've got to embellish this melody. So I'm just adding the pedal in because it makes the piano flow beautifully. So, oops, hit the wrong button. I always hit wrong buttons when I try to use software. Nearly there. Bear with me. Where is it? There it is. All right. Fortunately, the software is helping me here. So whatever software you're using, it'll help you. Anyway, there we go. All right. So this will sound nice and. You get the idea. All right. Now we need to embellish this. Now, these two notes are a third apart, so I could use a passing note. They're a third apart. So you can see, in fact, they are a third apart as well. How am I doing? Ooh, I'm on a time. I've just got to embellish. And I'm going to use that as an anticipation note going into the next chord. All right, you'll hear now. Now I'm going to use another trick you can use is a chordal skip. So you just leaping on a weak beat, leaping up to another note in the chord. Okay, now because they're C and that's C, I'm going to use a neighbour note trick. Okay, some of these things I'm not explaining particularly in a detailed way, but you'll see me doing them. Now, what I'm going to do, I've got C going up to E. Could I, with quavers, turn my way up to there? Okay, so on weak beats, we don't care whether the notes are in the chords or not. What you want is on the main beats that the melody is referencing the notes in the chord, right? So you hear... Okay, so it gets a little bit stuck in its rhythm there. A little longer note here to breathe would be really good. Okay, now, in the interest of time, I'm just going to go for it here. Just bear with me, you can watch me do it. Right, down there, up to there. Right, so the secret is always in the embellishing. And then again, I can reference this little tune, so I can take note that it takes me a third up. Cool. Now I'll grab that. I'll reuse that here, so just chuck it in. And I'll reuse this for here as well. But then what I might do is, I've got a different chord here, I've got the chord of F. And then I might just add a little more detail here. Okay, and basically there we are. There's our melody. What have I got? Can I add some strings in that time? All right, I'll try. Let me see. Wait, where's some strings? This could be a rookie error, but anyway, who cares? We're having fun. We're composing. I'll get a violin section. Violin 1, there we go. And what we can just do, just for now, is we can just do our triads. And really quickly, hang on, oops, I'm in the wrong spot here. Yikes. Here we go. Add my string line. And we can just do that beautifully in triads. This is sounding pretty terrible at the moment because it sounds brutally loud, doesn't it? But where's my next phrase gone? Okay. Then here we have A minor. We've got D minor. Whoops. Ouch. And then G. And then C. Now I can grab that, copy and paste. And where are we? Copy that there. Fits. Yep, that fits. And then we need this one for the end. And on there. Oh, I've nearly done this in the 20-minute mark. And hopefully explained what I'm doing. Right, let's get rid of all this spare bar business. This is driving me nuts. Why do they chuck all of this on these files? Okay, tidying up my score. All right, now let's put a dynamic on these strings, see if we can turn them down. If not, I can turn them down on the P. Is that going to work? They're way too loud. Let's turn them down. Down you go. There we go. We just want it to be in the background. All right, so let's try that again. Here we go. I might improve a little mix here. Let's turn the piano down, definitely turn these strings down, turn the flute up. There we go. Here's our cute little piece in 20 minutes. You know what? Because I need to just have a chord at the end here. My ending was not very good, hey? So let's just fix that up. And there we go. So when we come to the end here, there you go. Hope that helps. So if any of you are just wanting to start composing, you're just not sure what to do, there you go. There's a way of doing it. Hope that helps. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.